Hello and welcome to episode 64 of Dorki's Entropia Universe report. I do not know how I will title this episode yet, but I do know that it will be a fairly short one since there isn't much proper Entropia Universe stuff for me to talk about, at least not when it comes to my avatar progress and battle stories. Almost all I did for the entire week from Monday 10th to Monday 17th of August 2020 was stand around like certain male body part in hot water and AFK craft. So vast majority of my Entropia talk in today's episode will be about the deeds and shares. However, there are a few things I want to talk about before I get into that topic. First off, Microsoft Flight Simulator comes out tomorrow on the 18th, and while I have no plans to buy it at this time, because it costs $69.99 for the basic version and I am a cheap shit, I do appreciate the pervy humor that went into that pricing, and I do want to play that game, mainly to fly around my local area and attempt to kamikaze my place, or rather the neighbors that were causing all the noise I had to deal with during the first half of this year. And of course to do some sightseeing around the areas of the world that I can't afford to visit. With little luck, my El Cheapo computer will be able to run the game at a decent quality with serviceable frame rates. Anyway, if you are asking yourself the burning question of how will Dorki play this game if he does not buy it, then wonder no more. I shall pay the €4 for a month of Xbox Game Pass for PC and try Microsoft Flight Simulator that way. If I end up really liking the game, I can always just buy it later at a sale. I don't really remember ever seeing any substantial sales on the Microsoft Store, but I am sure there will be proper sales on Steam and other stores it might be sold at. Either way, the month of the Game Pass won't be wasted, since Wasteland 3 comes out in another 10 days and will be available through the Game Pass as well. I am really looking forward to that game, but also hesitate to fork out the full price for it. €60 does seem to be a bit too much, but I would not mind paying an extra month of Game Pass subscription if 20 days turn out to be not enough time for me to enjoy the game fully, and depending on how I will like Wasteland 3, I will then buy it on sale later to support the devs in a way that I can afford without feeling like I overpaid, or to at least get that copy to keep and play at a later date, which means that I will most likely end up buying it on GOG or GOG depending on how you want to pronounce that, as they allow DRM-free backups of the installation files. One day in the future I will finally buy a proper external hard drive or an SSD and back up my GOG library there. By the way, I just decided on what the title of this episode will be, so I now have to tell you a few words about a Total War saga Troy, or Troy Total War as I like to call it for the simplicity's sake. The game came out on 13th and was free to grab and keep on Epic Games Store for the first 24 hours. That is why I have it in my library and am able to play it. I do not like all that exclusivity for third-party games bullshit that Epic does, which is why I have never even given them my payment info or a phone number, much less paid them even a single cent. However, I do take all the free stuff they give out, so I was quite looking forward to Troy Total War. I never would have bought the game at full price and possibly not even on a sale, since it is an Epic exclusive, and I have no idea if it's a timed exclusive or if the Epic Games Store is the only store that will sell it ever. But I sure as fuck am glad that I grabbed it for free. Just to illustrate how much I enjoy Troy at the moment, I will tell you this. I first hit that launch button sometime before noon on Saturday, and by the midnight on Sunday that same weekend, I already had a bit over 26 hours of playtime under my belt. I really enjoyed the time period and the setting of the Trojan War, as well as most of the game mechanics. Although I am a little bit upset that the game stole my entire weekend to a point I even forgot to eat and drink. But I do tend to exhibit that sort of behavior when I enjoy an activity, whether it is playing a video game, watching a TV series, reading a captivating book, or doing some other activity. Anyway, it is now time to get into the Entropia Universe stuff at long last. As I said earlier, I did not do much besides AFK crafting this week. My total skill barely went up by 200 points, and my hit points remain unchanged at 236. I did make a little bit of profit and wanted to buy some Crystal Palace shares, but sadly the price jumped back up by Sunday night when I wanted to purchase them. The cheapest stack at that time was priced at something like 21 pet and 65 pack. I was not willing to dish out that much for them, so I did not buy any and will wait till the prices go back down to under 20 ped. This morning the prices were already down to 21.30, and by the time I got to this point in writing the script, the cheapest stack was priced at 20 ped and 84 pack. That being said, I expect them to get back down to a reasonable price over the next few days. Anyway, Crystal Palace shares paid out 2 pack per share in dividends today. It was not as nice as the 3 pack from the last week, but still a good payout. Meanwhile, the Ancient Greece shares paid out their usual fuck all, just like they did for the last 3 weeks. This was the 4th week in a row that they failed to provide any dividends. It is a wonder that they keep selling at all, even at that glacially slow rate. Nearly 600 Ancient Greece shares sold since last Monday. When it comes to the Arcadian deeds, Arcadia Moon deeds went back to their usual wet farty self this week with only one payout of 1 pack per deed. They still have not sold out in the webshop either. At the same time, Arcadia Underground deeds paid out 4 times over the week. 2 of the payouts were for 1 pack per deed, and once they paid out 2 pack and 3 pack respectively. Which is nice, I guess. This week's payout from them was more or less in line with what CP shares paid out for the same-ish investment. To conclude, a bunch of games I was looking forward to either came out already or will come out later this month. But I did not do much in Entropia beyond some AFK crafting, and it is fairly likely that I will not do much over the next week either. Although I do want to go out and play with some social workers at that Rocktropian parking lot at least once or twice. When it comes to deed and share payouts, the week was alright. Nothing out of the ordinary for the most part. Arcadia Underground deeds did pay out a bit more than they usually do most weeks. Crystal Palace shares performed about as expected in a good way, and so did Arcadia Moon deeds, although contrasted to the CP shares, AMDs did it in a negative way. Ancient Greece shares were their usual dividendless wet fart, and it is raining outside right now. Anyway, what did you do in Entropia Universe over the week? Did you grab a free copy of Troy on Epic? How was your loot and what did you think about the deed and share payouts this week? Let me know in the comments below and thank you for watching. I wish you a pleasant remainder of the day and please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Thank you.